Hi, this is going to be the simulation for my exploding barrel. So my thought process was I needed a barrel first, and then I wanted to break down the barrel into pieces, and then inside the barrel I'll have like a hidden object so that when once I hit play, the pieces of the tube will all explode just from like the force of the impact of the object. So I first put down a geometry node with a tube, and then I added a VDB from polygons node with a scatter and Verona fracture. So this will divide up the particles from the scatter node into actual physical pieces, but it is still contained in the tube shape. From that, I added two assemble nodes, one to name the pieces and then one to pack all the pieces. From this chain at the end, I put a null that says out RBD pieces. So then later in my dot network, I can refer back to these pieces. So continuing on with from the name assemble node, I connected that to a connected adjacent piece node, and then I connected that to an attribute wrangle. So this will lead on into our constraint for our glue later. So in the attribute wrangle, I put the code s at constraint _ name equals my glue, and then I added a null at the end of that node that is name out constraints. And then I went back into the dot network that I created with the ground plane that I already had, and then I added a RBD packed object, which I pathed back to the SOPs to grab the RBD objects null, and then under that I put a bullet solver. So then this will basically be the simulation for the pieces breaking up. And then underneath the gravity, I wanted to put a constraint network for the glue so that initially the tube can be held in its shape. So in that, I made sure to path back to the constraint that I had in my SOP network. And then connecting to that node, I put a glue constraint relationship. And in the data name, I made sure to type out my _ glue so that it refers back to the constraint that I had in my SOP network. And so far at this point, it was just a barrel, and it would, once I hit play, the pieces will break down. So I added a sphere back in the geometry node, and this would just be the RBD object so that when both the tube and sphere kind of collide, the two pieces that fall down will bounce off the sphere and therefore just make an exploding a visual simulation. So what I did was I added a sphere in the geometry node, and then I put a null at the end, and then I connected those two, and then I went back into the dot network, and then I added a RBD object and an RBD solver, and then I connected that to the merge node and then from that I reset the play button, and I was able to get the exploding fractures from the pieces. So thank you.